Hey everyone, my name is Josh Cranky. Yeah, just like the owner of the Denver Nuggets. But I'm not into basketball or management, and I'm definitely not a billionaire. What I do know is cars, and that's exactly what I talk about on this channel. Alright, enough with the intro. Let's get into today's topic.
July 7, 2023, 14:57 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. The crankcase of a car is an essential part of the engine lubrication system. It is a metal structure, usually located at the bottom of the engine, which houses the lubricating oil. Its main function is to store the oil and supply it constantly to all the moving parts of the engine, such as the pistons, connecting rods, and crankshaft. It also acts as an oil collection chamber, collecting oil that leaks through the piston rings and returning it to the lubrication system. In addition, the crankcase is designed to protect the oil from external contaminants and to resist the impact of objects on the road, thus providing adequate lubrication and prolonging engine life. How a car crankcase works. The crankcase of a car generally consists of a metal structure that is attached to the bottom of the engine block. It is usually pan-shaped and hermetically sealed to prevent oil leakage. Its operation is based on the principle of wet sump lubrication. Lubricating oil is stored there and pumped to the various parts of the engine that require lubrication, such as the pistons, connecting rods, and crankshaft. The crankcase acts as an oil reservoir, supplying a constant amount of lubricant through internal passages and ducts. When the engine is running, the oil pump sucks the oil from the crankcase and sends it through a filter to remove impurities. The pressurized oil is then distributed through the lubrication lines to the different parts of the engine that need to be lubricated. Some engines also have baffles or internal structures in the crankcase to direct the oil flow efficiently. In addition to storing and supplying oil, the crankcase also serves other important functions. For example, it acts as an oil collection chamber, collecting oil that leaks through the piston rings and returning it to the lubrication system. It also protects the oil from possible external contaminants and helps to maintain a suitable temperature in the engine, as the oil circulates through the crankcase and absorbs the heat generated by engine operation. What types of crankcase exist? It is important to keep in mind that the specific characteristics of the crankcase may vary between different car models and manufacturers. However, these general characteristics provide an idea of the basic structure and function of a car's crankcase. Wet sump crankcase. This is the most common type used in automobile engines. In this design, the crankcase houses an adequate amount of lubricating oil, partially submerging the moving parts of the engine. The oil is collected and pumped from the crankcase to the various parts of the engine that need lubrication. You may also be interested in, what is the car crankcase lubrication system oil and filter change near me? In conclusion, the crankcase is a vital component of a car's engine, serving as the housing for the crankshaft and providing essential support for various engine functions. It plays a crucial role in maintaining proper lubrication, managing oil circulation, and protecting the internal components from dirt and debris. Understanding how the crankcase works helps us appreciate its importance in the overall performance and longevity of the engine. By keeping the crankcase in good condition, we can ensure that our vehicles run smoothly and efficiently for years to come. Thank you for watching, and we hope this video has shed light on the significance of the crankcase in automotive engineering.